all. It's sharp 4 and a very good afternoon to all of you. And thanks for sparing time on this busy Sunday afternoon. And I'm thankful on behalf of Samanvai Trust, my mentor, Dr. Bhaskar Vyasa, and Vatsal, who has been organizing all these things. So we go ahead with our meeting process. And I would like to start with sharing screen. I'll go ahead with pinning the video. So I think Vatsal, I am audible.
Yes.
You can just message me so that we start with the process ahead.
Please.
Okay, so I have received the nod from my host, and we will be going very fast because there are lots of things to be shared. So we have been, there has been enough of listening about the corona since so long. So, and everyone is, trying to put their own efforts to overcome this current pandemic. So as a part of that, we have also taken up this initiative, and we have organized many awareness programs in this context. So I'll be moving ahead, and to introduce myself in a brief, Samarthya is my clinic, chain of clinics, and today I'm talking on this topic, the meditation as an approach to immunity boosting in this corona pandemic, that I'm doing on the basis that I'm basically a medical physiologist and a professor in a medical college. I have undertaken a study on clinical hypnosis and industrial health, as well as I am a trained yoga teacher. So I'm working in these areas of psycho-somatic lifestyle medicine, the industrial psychology, and behavioral therapy. So with this, we go ahead, and after this, the new system of greeting which has again come up is that I bow down to the God within you. And with that, I start my journey ahead. Let us all pray for those who lost their life fighting this corona. Many of the patients and doctors, they have really fought like warriors to handle this situation. Many paramedics also have died. So let us all salute them. They are not less than the martyrs on the borders. And also, we salute and pray for the health of those involved in fighting against the corona. Many of us are still going ahead. So I will go very briefly against this, the outline, the fear versus the fight. That is what we need. Meditation and its importance, the brief concept of Kundalini, and the health yogic concept, the emotional health and immunity boosting, uh, some likely emotional changes during and after the unlock that we are skipping right now. Unlock is about to end. Adaptation is the key to winning, and some short techniques for the emotional change, and a long-term recorded session for the physical mental health relaxation. That will be not conducted in this session because it is not possible over this platform, but we will be sending you the link to those who are interested in that. So with this outline, we go ahead. This is a graph, a very big question which has been, in the mind of people, why we need precautions. Whenever the government is asking about putting the mask or, social distancing or sanitization, the question is this. So the answer to this is that whenever we are, this is the graphical presentation, and the countries who don't use all these precautions, many of the Western countries denied this kind of precautions, and their epidemic graph, their infectious disease graph, it grew like this. This is the line or the capacity of the healthcare system of any country which is constant at a given time. So any country at a given time has a constant capacity of providing a healthcare system. And the number of infectious cases were way beyond the facilities, and that's why you have seen in the European countries, even the biggest countries, richest countries of the world, they could not handle the situation. Whereas the countries which have adopted these precautions, the graph or the number of cases have stayed in the control. We are still in this phase. Our health system is constantly upgrading and expanding its facilities. So the precautions have really helped us, and we are still in a controlled situation with a very good news of a very high recovery rate. So we have been in a way handling this pandemic very successfully as compared to many developed and affluent sophisticated countries of our world. So that's a good news. So I would like to go ahead with the story of a sadhu. It came in some local newspapers. I liked it very much, so I thought of mentioning it here. Way back, like years back, when Sadhu Maharaj was, meditating outside the one town, and in the outskirts, below a tree, and he was just meditating, and he could see through his, inner eyes that Yamraja, the god Yama, is passing through and going towards the city. So he noticed, and he asked him that, yes, Maharaj, why you came over here? He said that as per the, the time clock, काल चक्र के हिसाब से, as per the time clock, I have to take some 1,000 people from this village. Their time is over now. So he said, okay, that you are Yamraja who can hold you back. So he went away, Yamraja. Then the sadhu learned that there is some epidemic in the town, and many people are dying. And maybe 15, 20 days later, he again saw Yamraja going back after finishing his job. So he said that, Yamraja, you said that you lied to me actually. You said that you are going to take 1,000 lives, but I am receiving the news that it is 2,500 lives. So Yamraja said, I actually took only 1,000. My plan was to take only 1,000, but 1,500 died of the fear of why the 1,000 are dying. The question is that it is not the disease, but the fear of disease kills more people. And this is what is exactly happening in the corona, and we need to be very vigilant and careful about it, because we think we own this life, whereas actually it is given to us for a purpose. So when we possess something, we have a fear of losing it. So we should not be possessing our life. Instead, we should be, uh, understanding that the purpose for which it is given, and we should be trying to do our level best to fulfill that. So the fight the fear to fight against the virus, that is what we need. The army of immune cells fighting the virus needs a strong commander. Can you imagine a weak commander, is capable of winning over any war? So we used to count ourselves inferior to many developed nations, but our age-old wisdom and practices are now not outdated, but perfectly scientific and effective. That has been proven. Many of them are adapting this. If you see the WHO sites, they are also recommending the use of the garlic and turmeric and all the ingredients we use in our kitchen. So that has come to the world news now. WHO is recommending, because they are left with nothing in the pharmaceutical sites to help, and we are awaiting the corona vaccine right now. Just as the healthy body needs nutritive food, healthy mind needs positive thought and emotions. So that is what keeps the mind healthy, and that is what we are going to see uh, as such. And so the human body is a mini universe, and this is already depicted by a very famous shloka in our shastras about uh, Pindeshu Brahmando, Jo Brahmande, Sohi Prinde. So we go to see that the changes inside and around us and our body are interconnected. Any change outside is transmitted to the other, and vice versa. So we are not separate entity, but we are very much interlinked with the universe around. And nature is the biggest biological laboratory. Viruses were the first and the simplest living beings on the earth, and humans are most complex and the latest in the process of evolution. You can think that the simplest and the oldest oldest and the latest and the most complex. We know that even an ant can kill an animal, elephant, when it enters the ear. So that is the analogy here, that though we are the most complex of the world's, biodiversity, but still the simplest virus is a big challenge to us. If we compare the life of Earth as 1 year, then the humans are only 6 seconds old. Viruses are maybe probably 3 to 4 months. When the activities of one species starts creating a threat for the survival of others, the nature evolves with the simplest and effective solution to control these activities. So the nature and the animal body both are equipped with a self-healing and the self-repair system. This we need to know and focus very well. We are equipped with a self-healing system. Somebody has said that the human being on this earth has been since approximately the modern man, since approximately 10,000 years, and the modern medicine is just 400 years old. So there must be something which has kept the human being going through this years. The nature has cleaned, repaired itself by restricting our activity. Now we need to activate our own systems to heal. Covaxin is on the way, but the launch and supply are going to be equally big challenges. So, what is meditation? We are having one part of our topic as a meditation. It has many definitions, but as per me, my understanding, it is a process of observing what's going on inside the self and the surrounding. That is the simplest definition. I go with most of the simples of them instead of keeping them very complex. It should be simple and practical. So accordingly, when a person is observing on his breath or even heartbeats, he is meditating. Or even when he is listening to what is going on around, outside sounds like chirping of the birds or noise traffic, or even the rain dropping, if you are able to identify these minutest sounds, then I think you are deeply involved in observing what is going on around. And if a person is deeply involved in his work also, he is meditating. So it simply means to be aware about what's going on or what I am supposed to do. My current reference in this talk is about the scientifically structured goal oriented meditation that is used for healing and what is referred to as self hypnosis. That is the specialty in which I am using for treating the illnesses and problems. Why this meditation? Because animals in their nature don't have access to medical help. In jungles there are no doctors for the animals, no vet doctors, and so they resort to isolation and activation of their own inner healing system. Whenever the animal is either ill or injured, he will just move to a bush and stay there for maybe 5 7 days till the healing is happening. So they are just lying into a silent state, maybe akin to meditation. By meditating, we attempt to isolate ourselves from active involvement and interaction with the world around. It also allows reduction in the thoughts and achieve a calm, comfortable state where actually the healing system is activated. We'll go for the scientific counter aspect of it. The great Indian tradition practice of yoga not only teach us how to have a healthy body, also to have a healthy mind and connect to universal consciousness. So these are the reasons. Uh, the system has also given a concept of centers of energies or chakras through which we evolve ourselves from the material world to the knowledge of the ultimate cause of the matter. So we will have a brief outline of what these chakras are. The ancient practice of yoga has described the presence of 7 energy centers at various positions in our body. And this, as per the medical science, are the network of nerves or plexuses for the regulation of various body organs and system, that is the visceral functions. The life energy or the awareness is sitting like a coiled serpent. That's why Kundala is the snake in a formation of a circle. That is Kundala, as per the Sanskrit word. In the lowest chakra or the bottom of the body, and it keeps on moving from one center to another depending on the understanding about our own self and needs and the greeds. Every center has its own characteristics, emotion, and a behavior connected with it. And to what emotion and behavior we get attracted to, we get anchored to, that decides that how our these energies will be operating. It keeps on moving up and down. See, this energy keeps on moving like a person in an elevator in various situations and phases of life as per the requirements of the body and mind. We'll see what we are into, which stage we are into right now in a short while. Our emotions and the psychic or personality development is influenced to a great extent by this which chakra our psychic energy is operating from. Just like the seven energy centers, we have seven colors of light and seven suras or the swaras in the saptak or octave of the Indian classical music. Hence, each chakra is activated by a particular color and also by chanting a particular sound or its bij mantra. Not only that, a definite physical image in shape is also ascribed to each chakras depending on its role it plays. We will not go into details of them, it would require a long time. These chakras are named from bottom to top as Muladhara Chakra, Swadhisthana, Manipur, Anahat, Vishuddha Chakra, Ajna, and Shahasrar Chakra. Normally, we pass through each chakras at various stages of life, and that's how we grow and mature to achieve and understand our higher self within. So, the life is a journey from Muladhara to Shahasrar Chakra. It is a journey within. So this is how it has been. This is the Muladhara Chakra. The color is red. This Swadhisthana Chakra, the Manipur Chakra, the Anahat Chakra, the Vishuddha Chakra, the Ajna Chakra, and the Sahasrar Chakra. We will see there are many correlates, but this is how the nervous plexus is. We have with the brain, this is the central nervous system, the brain and the spinal cord. You must be aware of that, and many spinal nerves are arising out of it. To regulate the various bodily activities, we have a two set of parallel chains. We have a two set of systems called as autonomic nervous system and the sympathetic and parasympathetic. These are the two components, and they together increase or decrease these visceral functions. So one will accelerate and other will decrease the activity of our visceral organs, and that is how the activities in our organs are going automatically. So these are the anatomical names of Muladhara Chakra. Has a pelvic plexus which is located in the genitals and in the pelvic region. The Swadhisthana Chakra is in the sacrum, the sacral plexus. The Manipur has a gastric plexus somewhere. We also call it as solar plexus. Then Anahat or the cardiac plexus. There is a cluster of nerves which are supplying the heart, and they respond to various thoughts and emotions. The Vishuddha Chakra, the cervical plexus, is connected with the throat and is with the communication. We'll see it shortly. Ajna Chakra, the thalamus and hypothalamus are the two components of the brain which are said to be connected with this. And Sahasrar Chakra, that is the cerebral cortex, where the ultimate integration of our thoughts and emotion, it happens, and that decides our behavior and how we are going to design our life. So this is a very brief, again somebody has given this, the emotions connected with. So this Muladhara Chakra is connected with the survival and the survival instinct. It is blocked by the fear. Then the another is with pleasure and the guilt. This gastric plexus with the willpower. We call our gut feeling, that is connected with our gastric plexus, and the shame is going to block it or inhibit it. The this Anahat Chakra is connected with the love and many other emotions. The grief and negative emotions would inhibit it. Then we have a Manipur Chakra where it is connected with the communication and with deals with the truth, and it is blocked by the lies, as it is somebody has some shastras have quoted this. This Ajna Chakra is with the insight and is blocked by illusions, and the Sahasrara Chakra, the cosmic energy, and our ego and attachment. When we identify ourselves with the lower being as this body only and not as a soul, as a consciousness, then I think we are entangled to this worldly affairs, and we are prevented from experiencing the real freedom of that consciousness. So this is a similar presentation here. The survival in Muladhara, Swadhisthana is with enjoyment, Manipur is with power, gut feeling, Anahat with love, Vishuddha with expression, Ajna with clarity, and Shastra wholeness. Here, there are the other associated functions of this, but we need to go fast. This is where the various nadis, but they are corresponding to the parasympathetic and the sympathetic system, and the how these various nadis are activated. So that is again immune boosting by meditation. The visceral functions are regulated by this autonomic nervous system. It has a division called as sympathetic, dealing with generating more energy in times of need, and other division, parasympathetic, involved in energy generation, growth restoration, wear and tear, and immune function. The fear and stress are also known to reduce immunity. The practice of meditation, apart from the sleep, is the one which stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, which helps the immunity boosting. The Muladhara chakra and the Ajna chakra are connected with the parasympathetic supply, and hence a closed eye meditation, minimizing the external signals, can lead to a better parasympathetic stimulation and immune boosting, and that's why it should be done. Why fear of corona? Because once it started getting to the rich and famous people, it started catching our attention. Initial infection was ignored by many people. Fear is more due to media and its pandemic status. Otherwise, swine flu, which had more mortality, was ignored very well. Actually, the number of deaths due to other causes in a regular situation is much higher. Daily 8 to 9,000 people dying because of different causes, which is in India 3% because of the corona, and our recovery is very high. Other seasonal diseases have decreased a lot because of the preventions we are taking. Unlock is not that we have not to take any precaution, because it is going to continue for some time. We need to continue the precautions you already know. So what happens in the corona, it is airborne. I am not going into details. And the only thing is that it attacks the specific receptors in the lung. We call it as ACE receptors. And these are more in uncontrolled hypertensives and uncontrolled diabetics. And they also have a lower immunity to favor this COVID infection. There is something called as a cytokine storm and disseminated coagulation, which are causing this. So deaths are more due to comorbidity and less due to the corona itself. Obese people require more oxygen, and that was the reason that obese people died more in Western countries. First line of defense in viral infection is interferons produced by WBCs that prevent the replication, that kill the cell containing the virus. The second is cytotoxic cells. They produce protein that perforate the infected cells and destroy them. And the third is the antibodies by the B cells. The convalescent serum is tried as a therapy, and now it is quite popular and established. So that is about the pathophysiology. Let's take a dive into our mind. The human mind generates thoughts, emotions, takes decisions, and then gives it to the body. It is said that human mind is constantly working like a pendulum. It either moves in the past or in the future. Whenever people are thinking why there is anxiety about corona, the reason being that so many people have died in the Western countries, what will happen in the future? And this keeps on increasing the anxiety. The past can never be changed. The future is never perfectly predicted. We have whenever we remember the past, we remember the pains and problems. And whenever we think about the future, it is the anxiety and apprehension which comes our way. So the present, we have a good control, and once we utilize it in the best way, we are going to achieve the best. So let us see how the emotions can be regulated. Here, the emotions and body behavior, this is in connection with the psychoneuroendocrinology and psychoneuroimmunology. Whenever any signal is coming, any sensory signal is coming up from the lower part of the body, it reaches into the area called as the thalamus and many other nuclei. This, what I'm trying to depict, is in a simplified form. Actual technicality is quite complex. So what happens is, at this thalamic level, some primary emotions are generated, and they are mostly Okay. So we are having unlimited meetings with this meeting. So we are not in hurry now, and we will be able to discuss it more. But yes, we just a minute. We will be having few more minutes. So okay, okay. So yeah, we'll be able to hold on this because this is very important aspect. So otherwise I was rushing. So the thalamus and some other nuclei, because I cannot explain it technically in depth to everyone, it will not be understood also. So I have tried to simplify it. That whenever any sensory signal, most of our sensory signals, the sensations like the vision, the hearing, the taste, the general sensation on the skin, except the olfactory or the smell, every sensation is passing through this structure, and it reaches to this area called as the thalamus. And here the primary analysis of the sensation happens, and some primary emotions are activated. The primary emotions like the anger, the fear, the surprise, and the happiness. These are first of all analyzed over here. They get activated over here. They are attached with the signal, the incoming signal, and the signal continues its journey further, and it goes into the concerned area where it is getting analyzed. And the these are the centers, hippocampus and amygdala. They are the emotional gateways through which the signal gets the emotional connect, that what emotion categorization, that what type of signal, what emotional response it should generate. And these are the primary emotions, and accordingly it is carried to a particular sensory area in the brain where it is supposed to be analyzed. And so there are many such emotional gateways for each emotion, and that reaches, this is not technically depicted like this, the pathways are different. So but to make it simple, and then they get they reach to their respective sensory areas for the analysis. The further analysis in response to the past experiences happens, and the the sensory signal, the signal which is coming, is integrated well, and then it's from the past experience either rejects the current signal and the emotion, or it reinforces. Means if there is a similar past experience, then the emotional strength is increased. And if there is no such reference available, the signal is made, or this is considered to be very insignificant. And so the emotion is downgraded, and accordingly our decisions and our behavior will be generated. So this is how this analysis happens. There are secondary emotions, and the secondary emotions again then give the feedback to these primary emotions whether to upgrade it or to downgrade it. And accordingly, if somebody is calling me on a phone and he starts abusing me, and for some time I am not knowing that person, but naturally if he keeps on abusing, I am going to generate an emotion of anger. But after some time, when I am inquiring from him and he says that, oh, I am sorry, it's a wrong number, then immediately my anger is downgraded, and I am instantly relieved of that. So the integration of that information further, it denied the existence or truthfulness of the emotion, and it corrected itself. Well, most of these primary emotions, they happen automatically. They are present in the animals, and we are having the same mechanism in some lower animals. This is the highest center where the emotional integration happens, and they react accordingly. If you throw a stone at the dog is going to bark or pounce at you without any reason. Or if you just not only throwing a stone, you just try to confront the dog, and he is going to attack you. So there is no integration happening at higher level, unless and until you have the connect of love with the animal. So that is how then the integration happens to a little extent. But then these are the pattern behavior. Whatever is the emotion, it you are getting the thoughts in that connection only. For example, I tell people that whenever you are angry with somebody, try to praise that person, and it is not possible. Whenever you get, you should try this, that whenever you get anger with someone, try to praise that person, and you will not get a single thought. On the contrary, you will keep on remembering only those kind of thoughts where you had the similar experiences, because this primary emotion has activated all those areas which are having the information and memory connected with the same emotion. So this becomes our pattern behavior, that whenever someone's name is taken in front of us with whom we don't have a good terms, we are going to get all the thoughts of aggression, and we will not be able to find a single praise of that person. Similarly, when you are happy with some person, try to curse that person, and you will not be able to do that, because the emotions, they decide what areas and what thought processes will be available to you. So to a great extent, our behavior is patterned by the emotions, and the thoughts which are connected with those emotions, they are activated very fast, and they come to your mind very fast. Only thing is, when you calm down, then it will happen that this another areas of the brain will become available to guide you and to either modify your primary response pattern. So this is a primary response pattern. With the help of logical and imaginative rationality, cognitive behavior modification, and lot many psychological methods and hypnotic tools are available. With the help of them, we can change this pattern behavior or the primary response pattern, and we can divert these signals going to the negative thought areas and negative thought patterns into the positive or the milder thought patterns. So that is how we do the cognitive modification, and we change the whole track at the neurological level. Also, the newer connections are formed, and we are able to divert this traffic which was originally going to a particular area of the negative emotions into a positive area of emotion. So when I am angry, all the thoughts connected with the anger are coming to my mind. When I am happy, all the thoughts about happy moments are coming to my mind. So when I am peaceful, I am calm. All those thoughts which make me feel that I am healthy, I am happy, I am adequate, they are going to come to my mind, and my mind is going to remain, charged up with this kind of thoughts. So just saying positive thoughts, I am healthy, I am this, I am that, whatever is being practiced, these affirmations have less effect unless and until your emotions are not calmed down first. You need to first calm down your emotion and then use these affirmations. Then they are going to work. Otherwise, at the conscious level, when I see many people in gardens, they are shouting, I feel happy and I am healthy and ha ha ha. They are doing that laughter therapy. So that has a limited effect unless and until your emotion, which is the seat of your thought process, of activating your thought process, if that is not calm, that is not comfortable, these affirmations don't have much value. And that's why in our hypnotic practice, we are using affirmations only in the state of a trance. So whenever this, in the meditative state also, these affirmations are used, then only they are going to have impact, and you are going to have all those areas of the brain and memory available to you, which are generated or which are carrying the information connected with that emotion. So this is how, when we modify our this pattern behavior, uh, bring the change in the emotional response and thoughts to the incoming signal, and this will then again modify the emotional perception. Not only that, but it will activate the area of the brain called as hypothalamus, which is connected with another very important gland called as pituitary gland, which is the master gland for producing all the hormones in the body. And that's how the thought process can change, the emotions can change, the bodily responses, and this hypothalamus will modify the endocrine pattern, the release of the various hormones. And not only that, but it will also release lot many neuropeptides, which will be guiding the immune response. It is the highest center for the autonomic nervous system as well. So the sympathetic and parasympathetic responses, which we saw in the previous slide, they are also modified by this hypothalamus. So most of the patients who are having anxiety, often on they call me up and they say that, suddenly doctor, I started feeling breathless, because breathlessness is one of the silent symptom of the corona, and many of them are complaining it. Then they will report that my heart rate is increasing, my breathing rate is increasing, and my blood pressure is shooting up. These are all because of this the hypothalamic response to the stressful situation. And the hypothalamus is guiding the functions of the body, and so it is a connecting link between the brain and the rest of the robotic body we have. So we call it a psychobiological transducer. It converts the signal of the cerebral cortex into the signals in the bodily function. So that is how the modification of the immune response and the other autonomic body responses happens. So that is how the emotion modifies. This is the army of the body's immune cells. I'll go very briefly, but these B cells, the T cells, the natural killer cells, these are the one which are very important in killing the viruses. So this is how the virus will, the viral infected cell is identified by the natural killer cells, and then it kills it. Here in immune suppression, this is not happening, and that's why the virus is able to escape. Anyway, I'll not go into details. This is too little technical about it. But what I wanted to say here is emotional health and immunity boosting, how it helps. So, Man in Search for Winning is a book written by Dr. Viktor Emil Franklin, and he was Frankel, and he was one of the victims of the concentration camps of Hitler during the Second World War. And he wrote his experiences over there. And he concluded that man dies only when his fear takes over his desire to live, or he feels losing the social support. Same thing, I think Irfan Khan, Sushant Singh, all they had. There are many things, so it's controversial now. When he starts feeling the situation as overwhelming, beyond the control, and starts feeling hopeless and helpless, this is where the fear takes over, and the immunity starts decreasing. A feeling of hope always finds ways to win the losing battle, and helplessness can lose uh, even the winning battle. So hope is very big thing. The terminal stages of pneumonia leading to death in corona is said to be due to this cytokine storm syndrome, and it's due to the emotional fear. Many young people are dying. We saw that, it is the lifestyle disease in the aged which is killing more, but there are some youngs who have died, and in them it is found that this emotional fear and the feeling of sinking or losing the battle, that the immune cell starts releasing chemicals in massive amount. That's a suicidal attack by the cells. We know that in Rajputs there used to be a tradition of Kesaria. Whenever they feel that, now it is not possible to win the battle because the enemy is in large number, they do the Kesaria, where they will continue to fight, and they are ready to die, and they will try to cause as much harm as possible to the enemy and the surrounding. So that's a kind of suicidal attack to destroy large masses of tissues, which is presumably containing the viruses. Many young people, including one of the young doctor known to me in Surat, she died recently and had no other reason to die. Very 36 years young doctor, and he treated lot many corona patients. He cured a lot of them, and he ultimately succumbed to that. So a very sad consequence. But this is supposed to be the reason for that. When the viral infected cells cannot be identified or killed to win the battle, so the massive response is there. There are many such examples of people able to fight cancers with a strong will and loving and caring people around. So one's feeling of being needed makes a lot of difference. Currently, the cases cases of anxiety and nervousness due to fear and doubt of infection is on a hike. So adaptation is the key to winning. How to overcome this? So we need to adapt to the coming situation. We need to accept this. We have to live with corona for at least some time, as we lived with swine flu for some time. So what changes needs to be done? So not only the hand, but the head or the mindset also needs to be sanitized. Somebody gave me a very good picture over here. This also I found on the WhatsApp. You know, the race of the development, the men, ultimately this developed person says, वापस चलो अब आगे बहुत लफड़ा है, unless until you don't adapt. But to adaptation, this I found is the best. The progress further may be difficult if we don't change. So change is now necessary. We need to be like commandos, well protected, equipped, and disciplined till any medicine or successful vaccine is developed. So, what are the ways in which we can change? So, there are some mental cues. Whenever, suppose there are many people who are my patients are asking me, what if I get corona? I said, fine if you get it also. There are lot many things by which you can overcome it. So stay calm, and then another is stay happy. Humor is known to increase the immunity. So there are some research which I have gone through, and they have suggested humor increases the immunity. And nothing more to say on that. But I just, if you see to this picture, there is no need to say that you are going to smile, or maybe some of you are going to laugh. But humor is a very important cue, mental cue that can improve your immunity. Inner immunity can be. Then another is this Sinrin Yoko, or the forest walk, is a very good immunity booster. Staying near to the nature. Initially, during the lockdown, it was found that all those areas, I am talking particularly about the Gujarat, then all those areas which were near to the forest had either zero cases of corona or had a minimal cases of corona. It is said that staying to the nature and inside the nature, they it stimulates your B cell immunity, the number of B cells in your blood, that is the immune cells in your blood, and that has a great impact on immunity boosting. The third is creative skills, learning more. Lockdown people have learned a lot of them, but the research says short-term acute stress increases your creativity, and long-term or the chronic stress decreases that. So many of them who have been living the lockdown very successfully are now finding it difficult because it is picking up a chronicity, and the fear is also increasing with the number of cases are increasing. The social acts, taking care of elders, helping needy, buying from the daily earning vendors. Even if they charge higher, do help them. I am doing that. Help other people can be a cure, not just for those who are in need, but for your soul as well. So helping out generously is what can relieve you from a lot of greeds. And finally, the spiritual cues. We come to the last part of it. We are about to describe this. We will be having a short practice since we are permitted the time of Omkar chanting. This is a mantra meditation, and Omkar, as it is called as Pranav mantra. Various types of meditations are described in the Indian yoga system, but mantra meditation is one of them. We will be focusing. It is easy to practice. Omkar is the Bij mantra for Sahasrar chakra, the topmost chakra we have seen, and hence practicing it is simple and more beneficial. It is chanted as a prolonging of Okar, which has bodily benefits, and it can be also chanted with prolonging of a Makar out of that Om with the mental benefits. So the prerequisites are as shown in this picture: sitting in a Sukhasana or in a Padmasana, keeping spine and the head straight and erect, taking a deep breath, and chanting each type of Omkar for 3 times. This practice preferably should be done 3 times a day. So with this, we go to Omkar chanting. I hope those who want to take up this posture, they are permitted. And otherwise, those who are sitting on the chair can sit erect and straight with their legs firmly grounded on the floor with 1 to 1.5 feet distance maintained between the two. And we will be practicing Omkar uh, 3 times each. I will demonstrate once and then I'll be repeating with you. So I will be doing it actually 12 times, but you can do it. Those who feel they should be trying to identify immediately, you will feel some benefits. But as I said, that when we prolong the Okar, there are lots of bodily benefits. And when we extend the Makar, there are lots of mental benefits. So I have a slide also where you can keep the eyes open and keep focusing. Take your position. You can keep focusing or you can close your eyes. And now take a deep breath. First, I will show you with the O-car prolonged. Take a deep breath and start. Second time, take a deep breath and start. Third time, take a deep breath and start. Now I will demonstrate another type with the Makar prolonged. Just listen to it. Okay, now you will repeat. Take a deep breath. Om. Second time. Om. Third time. Om. With your eyes closed, you may just like to rub your hands for a while and then make the cup of these palms. You can cross them like this and put it over your eyes for some time and try to feel the silence and the vibrations generated in your head into your palms. And then you can slide them over your face, neck, chest, stomach, and your legs. This way, the vibrations generated in your forehead are spreading to your body, and you may open your eyes. So, this practice you can do for 3-4 times or more. There are no side effects. Only thing is you need to be in a proper position. So, with that, thank you and stay healthy. These are my contacts, and then we will shortly have the question answer session. So I will be again opening the pane over here. Yeah, and I need to unmute. So I will, okay. I think Vatsal can take over now for the question answer session.
Yes.
Yeah. Anybody has a question? If there is no question, as a teacher, I believe two things. If there is a no question, everything is understood. That is empowering for me. And the another reason, if there is no question, is that people were enjoying a nice nap along with my talk, because sometimes when I speak in a particular monotony, it generates an alpha state of mind, and people sometimes enjoy even taking a light nap. So I feel the first one is empowering to me. Everything is understood. That is what I take. So yeah, I think Vatsal has taken over.
Yeah, you need to open the participant window.
Daniel Jose, I would unmute you. Yes, Mr. Daniel Jose. I'm trying to unmute. Vatsal, please unmute Dr. Daniel.
Yeah, you need to give me the permissions, the host permissions back. Or you can
Yeah, hello.
unmute
Can't
everyone.
hear you. Be loud.
Hold on.
Hello, Dr. Daniel. Be loud. Hello. Okay. Yeah. Anybody else?
You have questions in the chat. Mitesh
Okay.
Joshi asks, is Omkar required to do in on an empty stomach?
Yeah. Omkar will be better. Otherwise, yeah, if you are doing it on an empty stomach, your the duration of your Omkar, the strength of the push of the air of the Omkar will be better. But if you are with a moderately filled stomach, not heavily filled stomach, but moderately filled stomach, your pronunciation or this duration of Omkar will be less. But you can always do that. And that, in fact, it is said that it can stimulate your digestive process also, because technically Omkar has the capacity to activate your parasympathetic system, and this parasympathetic system is very much necessary for increasing the secretions and the movement of the digestive tract. So it can be practiced with a little moderately filled stomach. You don't require a totally empty stomach, but only thing is the depth of your breathe will be little less, and your pronunciation will be less prolonged. But that's okay. Not a contradiction. Yeah. I hope I have answered it well.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he says thanks.
Thank you.
And if you would please open your chat window.
I just look to it and let me see how many chats are available. Uh, because
So
yeah, there are
someone here
some
is
9
asking,
chats.
someone here
Yeah.
is asking you to share the links that you mentioned for the meditation.
Yeah, we will be definitely sharing it. I am actually to record that session tonight, and tomorrow I think we'll be making it available. I think Vatsal, you have the context, so you can put it
Yes.
over there.
Yes, I'll
So
provide everyone with the links.
I'll be giving you that, and because I would read out the message from Raju Shah to everyone, that very precise introduction to this topic, and please do share your link. So I'll share that. So I'm thankful to all of you who have appreciated, and that would keep on boosting my immunity to work ahead and keep on spreading this awareness. I see many of my friends over here, so I'm again thankful to all of you for sparing your time and being present on this presentation. I'm once again thankful to my mentor, Dr. Bhaskar Vyasar, and the Samanvay Trust, and Vatsal at the end of everything. So I hope we end this session.
Yeah. Uh,
Uh,
the
Any
next
questions?
session, information for the next sessions will be provided by email or WhatsApp.
Okay.
And
So
if any other
thanks
questions,
to,
you can please contact me or Avnish sir on the details he provided.
yeah. So thank you all of you, and stay healthy, stay happy. So see you all. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Goodbye.